Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GameStar TV and the final night of the Blizzard ANZ Season 4 qualifiers. What a huge year we have had. Sorry, got to get my words out. An amazing year, an amazing fourth season, and here we are at the final night of playoffs. And of course, it doesn't all end tonight, because tonight is just the beginning of the final series that are happening at the end of the month. My name is Crisis, and I am joined by none other than Skimmy and Vandy once again. Good evening, Skimmy, and how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I mean, yeah, we've had 4 weeks of hot competition culminating to this one moment right now. So it's all online in terms of seeding, as well as actually who makes it to those playoffs, those finals. And those finals will be cool. It's going to be a LAN with 4 teams for it. So a lot on the line riding on this one night.
Yeah, it's huge. And of course, joining Skimmy is his partner in crime. They are the dynamic duo and have established themselves as the top casting team in the region. Welcome in, Vandy. How you doing?
I'm well, thanks, Crisis. Exactly like Skimmy said. I think we're all feeling a bit buzzed tonight, and we can just feel the excitement in the air. I know yesterday night when I was going to bed, I'm like, oh my God, tomorrow is pretty much the road to finals.
Yeah,
This is what the 4 weeks have come up towards.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely huge. So we've got a number of matches for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you are aware, let me just get the bracket up on screen for you so that you can just get the full picture there. So we're starting out tonight with Nomia versus Milkshake, and this is a very, very big match for Milkshake, and we'll come to that in just a moment. And then we will be making a call. So what you see on screen at the moment says that the next match that'll be on stream is the winner of Nomia versus Milkshake going against the winner of Darksided versus Crimson. But as you will find out relatively soon, there is a possibility that the lower bracket 3 match, LB3 match, will have a much more critical nature to it. So we are going to possibly be dropping down to cover that match. So we'll cover the permutations of that in just a moment. But Skimmy, we have most of the players in their teams.
Yeah, we're just waiting for old mate Fat 94, the star of the show. Apparently, the power blew up, so I think the Milkshake lad's trying to, use the old DDoS and take it one step further.
All right, well, that gives us a couple of minutes to talk about the various permutations that we might have tonight. So what we have on screen for you is the GameStar leaderboard for the Season 4 qualifiers as they stand. This is completely up to date. This includes something that we don't normally do. We don't normally update the leaderboard with the Swiss results before the playoff of that week has happened, but there's so much on the line tonight. We have to know exactly what the situation is right now, and so here we have it. Now, the teams that you want to pay attention to mostly are NMD, Mad Because Bad, and Milkshake, because they are the ones who stumble and fall or just go all out to glory tonight, depending on their results. So we'll talk about NMD first off. NMD must win their first match tonight. It's as simple as that, Skimmy.
I mean, it really is. I mean, NMD have got a lot on the line for this one, and you can see those teams chasing on their heels, be it both Mad Because Bad and Milkshake as well. So after a shaky week 3 for them, it's come back to this position here. So as you discussed, I mean, this game, you'd imagine Nomia are the huge favourites. You wouldn't even have to imagine. They're the huge favourites in this one. But Milkshake's in that sort of David and Goliath situation could pull off the biggest upset we've seen, and that upsets those positions 4, 5, and 6.
Well, in terms of upsets, Milkshake are the ones who upset NMD last week. So it's just possible that they could pull off the miraculous, the unthinkable, really. Now, Milkshake has to win to be in with a chance. And the best chance that they can get is to win twice, and then they equal scores with NMD, and then we get into a tiebreaker situation. The same stands for Mad Because Bad. They've got to win both of their matches, and they will then be in a tiebreaker situation with NMD. Of course, NMD just has to win one match, their first match, and they will be through into the finals. So we're going to be covering Nomia versus Milkshake, and it's going to be a cracker of a match for everybody involved, I'm sure. Before we jump into that match, just a reminder, we are going to be running giveaways tonight. We've got 4 loot chest codes to give away, so it's a big night for us. We've been hoarding the loot chests, and so we'll be giving away basically a loot chest after each game. And I think we've got a couple of Stukov codes and a Garrosh code as well to give away. So if we run out of loot chest codes because we start having, all 3 games getting played in the series, that's okay. We'll be able to sort you out. We'll be trying to give away something after every single game that happens tonight. So do stick around and make sure that you enter those raffles when they go live. But everybody seems to be ready. Skimmy, are we good to get into this match?
Looks like Ben sorted out his issues. The boys are ready to rock and roll, so we can crack on with the first game of tonight.
All right, fantastic. Well, we will cut over to that right now and get ourselves into it. So over to you, Skimmy and Vandy.
That is the one. Jump into game number 1 of the final week of playoffs. This one to decide who makes it to the all-important LAN, the final LAN, the final tournament of all things considered for 2017. So why not go off with a bang? Vandy, let's talk about the bans that went into this one. Obviously, map vetoes. We had Nomia taking away Battlefield of Eternity, a map veto they've been doing traditionally for all 4 weeks. Then Milkshake respond with the Dragon Shine. Nomia going for first pick. Milkshake opting for the Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Interesting one. I mean, when we were looking through and doing our research before this, I haven't actually seen Milkshake play a game on this, on stream at least, or on VOD. So they have to be in a position where they know the ins and outs. So traditionally, this is Darksider's map of choice, and Darksider really set the tone for how it should be done. I think they're pretty much undefeated on that map this season. So let's see what Milkshake can bring. And speaking of bans, Garrosh, I was going to say, there's been a lot of contention since last week. We sort of saw the emerging of Garrosh and how he's played. He got slipped through once, and I think that was enough for teams to be like, nope, we're banning it. If we can't have him, we are banning this hero out.
I mean, it's a really good point you bring up as well. Garrosh he's a hero that ANZ was sleeping on for quite a while, and then they realized the potential of it last week. But this is what I was going to discuss. Garrosh was the pick for both the games when NMD went up against Milkshake. Garrosh locked in as that first pick. Malthael and Greymane was religiously their duo. They picked it both times. They can do the exact same against ETC. Still the same principle. You got the Cursed Bullet, the Reaper's Mark, the ability to shred down a tank. And on a squishier tank, be it ETC, you're going to have a bit of a hard time.
Mm-hmm. Their go-to laners are Malthael and Greymane. As you said, Malthael, his ability to crush any solo laner he's up against, and also encouraging tanks, if you will, because of his percentile-based shredding damage with his auto attacks. Greymane, as we said, jack of all trades, can fit into every role quite considerably nice. He's got the poke, he's got the burst, he's got everything, does everything great. So it doesn't give away too much from your draft, but exactly that. The way the Milkshake boys have been playing this is either they're banning out that Tassadar if they can't secure the Malthael for themselves, banning out the Malthael, and then picking whoever is left behind, essentially, whether it be the Tass or the Mouth. That's how they're running their compositions.
5 seconds left on the clock to follow up this ETC pick to open things out. You can see they're already looking for the CC to get it rolling, and they do solidify that even further by going for the Tyrande and going with the Malfurion as well. It's a double support composition. Tyrande almost filling the role as that flex, almost back in the day how we had Tassadar and Tyrande being that dynamic duo to go. And it's cool to see Tyrande back into the fold of things. This really throws it back to how things used to be, where it was all about power sliding, getting stuns, and blowing somebody up in that one-shot combination. So excited to see how we can see Milkshake respond, because right now they need some responses to this mosh pit.
They need the hard crowd control, as you said, otherwise they will be sitting ducks, including that Malthael, who they really need to allow get the Tormented Souls onto people and maximize the damage output that he's going to be doing. If you can't do that, however, the Tyrande and the ETC, even the Malfurion, there's already 3 characters on Nomia that pack quite a lot of crowd control and, frankly, a lot of sustainability. So need to think carefully about what do they want to remove. So Nomia, they've shown it is going to be a double support composition. Who's going to be their hyper carry? Will it be a Vala? Will it be a Lunara? Need to think, is it worth banning one of these hyper carries?
Yeah, I'm not too sure which direction Milkshake go with in terms of their ban. This will kind of show how they're looking to progress with their one. Okay, so Cassia suggests to me they're all out in the auto attack damage, which is interesting, I suppose. They don't want to get counted in that regard. On the flip side of that, I'd be thinking Ufa, absolutely. The Divine Shield with the Tormented Souls would find so much value, that reliable cleanse, that window for him to get the Reaper's Mark applied all over the show. It means it doesn't actually have to use that level 13 talent inevitable end to remove the stacks and allow him that grace. But it is going to be the Ufa locked on in. And now it's back to Milkshake to decide how to flesh out this Greymane and Malthael.
So interesting, like you said, by taking away the Cassia shows that they want to go either heavy melee or even if they want to pick a Vala or Lunar, give themselves the best possible chance. Nice ban by Nomia now, if you see that Stitches. Now suddenly he just doesn't have the Uther follow-up. So reading the bans, and like you said, just pairs off so well with Greymane Malthael, almost a no-brainer by Nomia when you think about who synergizes as well. They're still quite open to, I guess, the Rhaegar. He can act sort of the way the Divine Shield will. He's got a get out of jail free card with that Ancestral being put onto Malthael Greymane, but it's more risky, and this time they don't actually have the follow-up to Stitches.
What's really cool that I'm seeing from Milkshake here, whether or not that was their original plan in the first place, but they've gone for the adaptation where they're saying we're just going to focus on wave clear. We can see right now that Nomia are prioritizing the micro ability, the ability to find those kills and make them short, sharp, and consistent in that regard. But they're going to say, hey, we're going to go for this wave clear. We've already got Greymane. Malthael, not known for his wave clear, but definitely dominance in the lane. And now we're going to have the Rhaegar that adds into the mix. Plus, they always had the potential to try and find that hook. That hook can then dismantle these kill comps, then you're in for a world of trouble. But there is the kill fast. This really is a blast of the past right now, Vandy. This is the, it's like the ETC drive-by with the boys ready to track out some stuns to follow him up.
The dream is you get that 5-man mosh and KT can flame strike for days. Can you just imagine the damage and even the living bombs when people are so spread like that? So interesting. It's not going to be a ranged hyper carry in the likes of Avala, like not an auto attack one. I was thinking if they don't go the range, will they in fact pick a mage? I was thinking about Kael'thas in my head because he comes out a lot on Tomb of the Spider Queen because of the close-knit fights as well as his wave clear, more importantly. So I didn't want to say it out loud, but glad to see that they were thinking about as well as just how he synergizes with the rest of his team. So I really, really like that. The Dahaka as well, they're putting up that nice, strong front line. So really, it's only Kael'thas who they need to watch out, who they need to protect, because with that double support, it's going to be quite hard to take down, or should be.
I mean, they're going to have plenty of CC to boot. Whoever really runs into their quarters, they're going to be so careful of the Stitch. The final pick is going to be the Gul'dan to solidify this DPS wave clearing composition, and it gives them the Horrify to plant on top of things as well. So necessarily, if you've got the Stitch's hook, you can then use the Horrify to peel away the backline, or you can use that then to set up Malthael to do all kinds of problems. But I mean, if you're considering what we have on the boards, comfort picks for Milkshake, this seems to be a little bit of a different direction that Nomia have gone. Weeks 1 to 3 were mostly prioritized on either double supporting or globals. And now we're coming back to the almost like the CC train, a meta that hasn't really been seen for quite a long time.
Just takes me back to last year almost. This was what was hot, what everyone was running around. I still remember the Diablo Tyrande just being used and abused essentially until Blizzard were like, no, that is a little bit broken. We need to nerf this. So yeah, interesting to see it back, right? Everything, history repeats itself. So here we are, right back at square one.
Here we are, right back at square one indeed, Vanny. I am super pumped for this one. The final week of playoffs. This is the first time that Milkshake have made it to the top 4, so it's their first time on stream for the playoffs as well. So they've got obviously a lot of fans backing behind them, and they want to show what they can do against ANZ's best. No despising that one. 6-time ANZ champion despite the new roster. Nomia, whatever you want to call them. They are the team to watch. And let's introduce them now. Starting it off here on Tomb of the Spider Queen in the blue. It's John playing Tyrande. Penta Unleash on ETC. Riomac on Dahaka. Vanilla on Malfurion. And Fat94, the captain, on Kael'thas.
And on the red side, we have Team Milkshake. It's got Coffee Clubber playing Greymane, Azog the Cat on Stitches, Crazy Dave on Rhaegar, Deceptive Smurf playing Gul'dan, and Magic Gnome on Malthael. So, as you were saying, Skimmy, these guys are quite a new team, and I mean, we also got a little bit of a bio from them and about how they've been doing this season. So they are an underdog team, and even they know that they are themselves one just because of how new they are. But for what I think they lack in experience, they definitely have a lot of enthusiasm, and it's all about improving themselves and taking their scrims quite seriously. We see these guys being quite active, trying to fit in as many scrims as possible.
We talk about consistency being the key here and actually sticking together as a team, not being a casualty of the roster apocalypses, so to speak. Speaking of, there's the power slide looking to try and take out Deceptive Smurf, but it's not going to collapse. Oh, there goes the drag. All the CC's all over the show. Could it be enough to find the first kill? Yes, it can. Coffee Clubber goes down, spreading the living bomb on towards Deceptive Smurf. Amongst my own point, and the chaos, the action ensues before the 1 minute mark, Vandy.
Oh, I mean, you know it's going to be a blast action-packed game when within first minute you've got first blood happening. Just unlucky there. They just couldn't really do anything. I think the last little the last little tick of living bomb as well, just sort of sealed the deal. So they're saying this is the amount of damage that we can pump out, and you need to respect that. Just looking at Fat 94's talents, it hasn't been a convection being taken out. So we see, I guess, a lot of the more experienced players in the scene, or when they know or what to expect, they don't opt for that high-risk talent. Crazy Dave now being picked up as well. Doing all of that, it's just about landing the gravity laps and getting the follow-up.
And Malthiel in the bottom lane as well falls victim. Nexus Forces picking up the kill, but Riomac drags him in, and this is a hero that Riomac is just so comfortable on. Obviously, it's the global pressure, but just can do so much work with the DPS and the ability just to keep people at bay. A lane matchup that many would argue Malthiel should be the one to win in. But these casualties in the early game are hurting them. There's a level lead now that accrues up for Nomia. This is what they want to do. They want to smash that level 1 to 9, accelerate through to level 10, get those ultimates, and just show no signs of slowing on down. That is the CC chain. Point, click, and stun. Execution, a route for good measure. Doesn't matter if you're Stitches or whoever it may be, you fall to the ground and get put back in the dirt.
I was trying to count it, and I think I got to about 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I mean, if the crowd wants to confirm or time it, that is just how much crowd control that they can lay on. Even though diminishing returns don't kick in because they're timing their crowd control so well, there's no overlapping.
So it's a rough start really for Milkshake so far, but their composition is based on the wave clear. It's a playstyle that we've seen executed quite cleanly in the past, especially when we have the Nomia Darksider matchup. Nomia typically going for the wave clear, Darksider opting for the kill compositions, and it's a style that we've seen actually work in favor of the wave clear meta, where they just push the lanes, they stay away, they play it safe, they don't take any unnecessary risks, and so far those risks have been playing off for Nomia. But speaking of, they go to the bot lane looking for the kill. The Pyro is there. He was expecting a cocktail, but Rio lives for the meantime.
He was. Did you see that? I was expecting Coffee to throw it out as well. Maybe it was just a battle of the games, battle of the wits, or he thought, no, he's not going to be around. Just surprising. Must have still been on cooldown, 100%. But well played by Rumax. So you can see you're already anticipating your enemy's next move. This is the experience we harp on time and time again that the Nomia boys bring. Because no kill was traded, Rumax is able to easily go back into the top lane, continue his never-ending push.
And as a result of these kills, as well as that XP lead, there's a bit of a lead accruing also in the gem department. 32 currently handed in off the 50 required, 27 in the bank. There we go, 45 out of 50. Looking like they're going for the first one. Stun misses this time. John not looking too comfortable at the start of this game. Warming up. Early warning shots. Magic Gnome does manage to survive as a result of that one, retaining the 12 gems that they desperately need.
It was close. If that stun, if the Lunar Flare had connected, it would have been a totally different story. And as you said, with that 12 gems down the drain, doesn't matter though, Nomia, they've got the first turn in and they're looking to capitalize. Ryumak looks like the choice of target, essentially, but look at the turnaround from Nomia.
That was fantastic from Azog the Cat. You could just see the damage was going to come across, and Crazy Dave would have fallen for the second time in this game, but the helping hand doing work, ensuring that he does not score on the board for a 5-0 to start this thing off with. 4 minutes into this one, and the first web weaver spawn. Oh, that's a fantastic hook this time. He's going to get a collapse on. John is dangerously low. The heal is there thanks to the spell armor as well, making sure he does not fall victim. And the web weavers, they have done so much damage. Crazy Dave exploding from the living bomb and the web weaver wave itself.
That was from downtown, that hook. Unfortunately, they could not get the kill. John, he lives, and that's the double support coming. Look at that Lunar Flare. Gets two. They're looking for it. They cannot. Look, the Fort MVP keeping them safe.
This is starting to get really risky right now. Crazy Dave has no mana. There's no potential for them to survive on this one. Penta realizes this is the easiest chance for them to go for another kill. And Azog the Cat falls to the floor. The base defense, the fort defense, when the members went there, wasn't too advantageous for them. A 2-level lead has been built up as a result. Web Weavers are down. The fort is down to half as well. 5 minutes in, and this is Team Nomia showing what's up.
Nomia, they're taking no prisoners, and while all 4 members were tied up in the top, look at that, just through passively pushing the middle, fort was taken as well, so Nomia, huge chunks of experience being awarded. Another fort goes down. Skimmy, this is getting a bit dangerous. You let Nomia get the lead, and they're going to run away with it. Expect, once they hit level 10, they always go for that boss play as well. They have the confidence to make calls like this, as well as the expertise to pull it off. So you need to watch out. And I mean, if you're on the side of Milkshake, you know what needs to be done. You need to hit that level 10 as soon as possible. They do have enough gems for a turn. However, they need to make sure that they can siege with it.
Correct. And I mean, that's exactly what you need to be thinking as Milkshake right now. We need to go on damage control. We need to sort of minimize our losses. We realize that level 10 is about to be acquired. We know we've lost the early game to the major part, but we need to stabilize. Once we can get 10 ourselves, and then we can try and turn things around. We've got them out there with the Tormented Souls. We've got a lot of damage, a lot of AoE control that we can utilize to try and break up this kill composition that Nomia had. If we keep dying, it's not too good. And that's the hook of Defat 94, and it's exactly what they need to get themselves back in with the confidence and the morale.
Azog, he's going fishing and he's landing these hooks for his team. That's what they need. That's the break that they wanted. So wonderful stuff. Also, through the fog of war, Fat94 had no idea what was up. Tried to do a cheeky bean step before he died as well, but it was not good enough. The damage has been done. Look at this Magic Gnome in a lot of trouble in the bottom lane. He's going to fall.
Look how forgiving that composition is, Vandy. I mean, they missed the power slide. They missed the Lunar Flare. Vanilla connects with the root. They still get the kill. They just have so many tools available for them to try and net this win. That it's quite unfortunate when you're in that bottom lane, when you think you've done everything you possibly can, and you still fall on down.
Oh, look at that, Skimmy. And I mean, as you said, Penta and John, they seem to be a little bit out of cohesion. In that earlier kill in the bottom lane, you said it was John that was missing the flares, but we've all been there with the ETC, he face melts, and then you're like, damn it, I was predicting this. Why did you move them? So it's just, like you said, they've just got so much crowd control that it does not matter. As long as one form lands, that's enough for them to follow up on now, especially because of this lead that they've accrued and how they're scaling into this game. Fat94 is pumping out huge amounts of damage at this point, already sitting on 13k for his team.
Yeah, definitely putting in the work right now, but the bigger picture is the second set of Web Weavers in favor of Nomia, making sure that there is no chance for Milkshake to play it passively. They're saying, we're going to bring the fight to you. If you're playing it passively, trying to get level 10, well, we don't want that to be a possible factor, so to speak. We're going to come to you, we're going to look to try and force a fight with our ultimates already unlocked, but the big talking point really is, level 10 is not too far away right now.
Nope, once level 10 has finally been acquired, they're on even talent ground for the first time in this game. So now they can finally force a fight, but not even, because they need to deal with the web weave. So very, very, like, Nomia, the way they strategized this was very smart. And because of this as well, they're going to pick up Magic Gnome. He's so far out of place. There's nowhere to run as Malthiel. Yeah,
super overextended right there. It was an easy rotation through mid. And there was no chance for Milkshake to push on out. I don't believe they had ultimates unlocked at that stage. And now it makes it a 4v5 siege, but that's another fantastic hook, the second of the night for Magic Gnome, also for Azog the Cat. He gets the Gorge as well for the insurance policy, but Penta can just power slide out.
Penta says, see you later, mate. And while all of this is happening, the Web Weavers, they're continuing pushing Ryu. He's continuously pushing as well. So although they had a break where they were on even talents, now Nomia has picked up 13, so they're creeping up ahead. This is through the power of this siege. This is also through the power of them capitalizing on the kills that they've been getting. They've been wasting no time. So look at this boss call. As I said, it's classic Nomia.
It really is classic Nomia, but another point I want to bring up is actually the Gorge ultimate choice. I would have actually preferred to have seen Nabile, given they've gone for such an AoE-centric composition. The Gorge doesn't really have the most follow-up to really find that value that they're trying to achieve with it. But speaking of value, boss is being picked up, the Shadowstalker is used, they are hunting, the owls are being chucked across the map, delaying it. The hand in 39 or 50 have been acquired. Ryu is on the prowl, stat in that bot lane for the main time. That's Lunar Flare coming out to start things off with this. The Penta unleash, dash on in, the Mosh hits nothing, but doesn't really matter at this stage. One falls, looking for a second. Azog the Cat is the next target in their sights. The Gorge is going to be used, and he receives... Wow, the Ancestral is going to be there, but it's not going to be enough. 2 people drop already. That's going to be the Entangling route as well. A triple kill with the boss pushing a 3-level lead. And now they can siege wherever they like to pick up a keep.
I mean, the way Nomia executed that fight was so well done, and a lot of that came to positioning. Ryu was bullying out Deceptive Smurf and Crazy Dave. If we look at their positioning, they were bullied completely out of the fight. Magic Gnome, he could not connect. Crazy Dave, see, he wanted to heal, but they were getting so bullied out by Ryu, and that's Nomia. They know what they need to go for. Disrupt the backline, make sure keep them busy. While that's happening, we can then turn our attention. We can really pick off, as you saw, Magic Gnome Coffee Clubber. They fell instantly.
Boss has done its job and the siege was successful. A 4-level lead, 10-1 at this stage. Very scary scoreboard to look at, but you can't let it affect you if you're Milkshake right now. You understand what this match means. You realize what potential this can bring to you. And you understand going into this one that you are the huge underdog. You are the least established of this top 4, so to speak. And when you can take games off NMD, you are proving that you are trying to claw away at those top teams. So if anything can be learned from this one, it is some experience. But as you mentioned, the keep down. It obviously has consistent pressure. It all comes down to these next fights, looking to try and achieve 13, and then we can try and re-establish it from there.
Although death timers are quite low, I would not put it past Nomia. They now have an open pathway to the core. If they manage to fight in the mid lane or around the top lane, guaranteed they'll make a call to go and end the game. That's the Nomia style. They're very confident at executing it, as we said. So Milkshake, they just need to watch out. Make sure that they don't get caught in an awkward position.
That's the Gorge. They find Kael'thas. It's going to be a Horrify on the bottom side of the map. Cleanse goes across. Rio's going to jump into the fight. Twilight Dream comes across, but not enough to disrupt that Ancestral. Vanity 4 is going to be the first one to fall. It's a trade across the ball. Mouthfield falls as well. So 1-for-1 right now. Phoenix is doing work. Greymane is gone. Same with Stitches. It's a 3-for-1 trade. Vanity 4 thinking, thank you very much. I will trade my life all day of the week if we can do that. Looking for the clean ace. Penta gets the slide. And they get the kill. 5 bodies on the floor. 15-2. They can't threaten the core right now, but they can push these lanes in further than they are already.
They can. Because that fight happened in the bottom lane, as I said, death time is they're short enough. It needed to be in the mid lane close to that keep or in the top lane for them to be able to run it in. Does not matter because they had enough gems to get another turn. And this is going to be mid lanes pushing with the Night Camp. Now they can lay another siege, another onslaught. They still have Mosh Pit as well available and online, ready to use.
It's a good point you bring up. Actually, what ultimates were burnt as a result of that one. Tormented Souls is still available. Gorge has just come back up, and Curse Below obviously has the shortest of all cooldowns possible. But the Mosh Pit is going to be the biggest one. If they can get a kill with the Mosh Pit, or at least 2, they can always threaten to go for that core. Web Weaver's spawning on in now, looking to put their attention into that mid lane, abusing the fact they have 16. Really hungry for a fight now, Nomia.
They are, and I'm looking at John. His owls are starting to hit like a truck. That is, I guess, what Tyrande becomes. She becomes an absolute monster. All that becomes part because of Ranger, that questing talent that she can pick up. It really increases the amount of damage the Sentinels do. So the longer the game goes as well, it's almost like that Nazebo scaling or Lunara scaling. It just gets better and better for John.
Once again, Magic Gnome in the top lane clearing out that first Web Weaver. The rest of Nomia still pushing through mid. They pick up the keep. And now they can go to the bottom lane to get the complete trifecta. All keeps gone, all lanes pushing against them and play this game slow. The respect is there. They don't go for those almost, sort of the word I'm looking for, the disrespecting fights. They want to play this game cleanly and they want to get this win.
They do. They don't want to put a step out of place. Penta goes in with that slide. Azog separated.
Yes, indeed. The Horrify doesn't really find too much value, but Magic Gnome jumps into the backline regardless. Reaper's Mark being applied to 4 members right now, doing whatever he can, but he has no mana to try and keep soul ripping to sustain himself through it. Now the turnaround can come from Nomia. That was their best chance to force that fight without the 16 talent. That's the slide, that's the DPS, and that is the CC. Sweet dreams to Rhaegar. Crazy Dave falling on down, but the hook! Not the target they wanted, it was onto Dahaka. Now it's up to Nomia. What do? They have Vanilla with very little mana. John fully topped up, can use that heal, but they decide to play it safe.
They got their prize, they got the keep, and now they can get out. Milkshake almost caught a break there. The fact that they managed to interrupt Vanilla's Twilight Dream was massive, except he still had the ice block up. That was enough time for him to buy to get the Nomia members to come back and surround him. So unlucky for the Milkshake boys. But it was almost the break that they needed. They played that one quite well as could have been expected.
So let's talk about what's available for them right now. In terms of boss control, there's Twilight Dream and there's Mosh Pits. There's a big ability with that 16 advantage still being available for Nomia to just threaten the boss and end it through that. But in terms of gem count, if Milkshake can try and sort of generate a push, allowing him to hit 16 when that turning goes across, they have a very real chance of getting a counter siege. And with the late game spawn time as being as bad as they are, chance of doing the reverse sweep within this game.
It could be. I mean, the reason why it favors Nomia so much is because none of their front walls or none of the front forts have been touched at all. Boss has been called. This could be it. If they can get a pick here, this could be what they need to turn the game around.
And they're going to need to look for one right now. Cooldowns are coming across. Ancestral is ready, and Tormented Souls will be up in 2 as well. That's the pick to start things off. With the Gorge is there, onto Penta Unleashed. Can they burn? Curse Blood actually misses, and Crazy Dave falls amongst it all. That was the chance now. Rio on the flank coming in for their cleanup. Gets the drag onto Greymane. He does not miss those ones. Twilight Dream for the execution burst. Make that a triple kill. Looking for Magic Gnome. He's soul ripping to sustain through everything. All considered, the fear has to be burnt to try and peel himself. But John is a man on a mission, running. He's got the Lunar Flare there. He wants the kill. He wants the execute. And they're going to go for the win now with the boss on the core.
John was getting his cardio up. You could see him pumping, going for it. Luckily, helping hand was there, but I love the way Nomia played that one skinny. So before that boss fight even had happened, so it's going to potentially fall, it's going to be game. So Ryu was pushing with the Giants in the bottom lane. It actually caused that boss fight to be a 4v5. And then with Ryu's job done, as Dahaka does, burrowed into the fight. So the numbers advantage was once again in Nomia's favor. I loved how they played that one. And I mean, that was just it. Nomia, they got the early lead, they established it, because they really denied Milkshake of any of the objectives, as well as just really starving them. They could not even venture out without losing their lives.
Yeah, I mean, really the story that I took away from that game was it was business as usual for Nomia. And for Milkshake, maybe the nerves coming across for the very first game, trying to get out, we're not feeling too sure how we want to try and approach this one. What do we do? How do we decide to play it? But there were moments of magic for them. It wasn't always consistent, but there were definitely moments where they're saying, we can do this and we can play with it. But the big denial was the strategy. Kill composition worked really in favor of Nomia. The wave clear wasn't really a factor, and it snowballed very quickly out of control. I believe we finished on 19-2 for kills on that scoreboard. But game number 1 is said and done. Game number 2 coming up right after this. But for the meantime, back to your hosts, Crisis.
Thank you very much, Skimmy and Vandy. Well, that's the first game done and dusted, and very handily towards Nomia. Milkshake, now with their backs to the wall, they've got to reverse sweep Nomia, the number 1 team in the region, for them to stay alive in the race to get to the top 4 for the season. So we're going to take a very quick break while we set up that match, set up the next match, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go away. Remember to enter the giveaway, !GS Hot. The raffle is open and active, and we will be giving away the first of those loot chest codes after we come back from the break. Don't go away.